Good morning, class. Did you understand your lesson last week? Do you know how to solve quadratic equations by completing the square? So I'm really hoping that you already mastered those ideas. Anyway, this week, you're going to solve quadratic equations by quadratic formula. Before I give you some examples, I will present to you first the quadratic formula. Here are the quadratic formula. So x is equal to negative b, positive negative, the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So this time, we always have to write first the given quadratic equation into its standard form in order to determine the final value of a, b, and c. So without further ado, let's study this given example. Let's say we have 4x squared is equal to 2x. So again, we have to write first the given equation into its standard form. So that means the 0 must be on the right side of the equation. So we have to transpose this one to the left. So we have 4x squared minus 2x equal to 0. So now we have now the standard form of this given equation. So next, we simply determine the value of a, b, and c. So our a is always the coefficient of the quadratic term. We have here, this is the quadratic term. So our a is simply 4. Our b is the coefficient of the linear term. We have here the linear term. So that is negative 2. Always include the sign of the coefficient. Then for our c, so since we have no constant, automatic the value of c is 0. So now we have the value for a, b, and c. So we can substitute these values to the quadratic formula. So again, the quadratic formula is x is equal to negative b, positive negative the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So we simply substitute this value into its corresponding variable. So remember, the value of a is 4, b is negative 2, and c is 0. So we have here, our b is negative 2. Then we have here negative. So negative times negative 2 is positive 2. Then positive negative, the square root of. We have here negative 2. Our b, since it has square, so we have here square minus 4. 4 is constant. Then our a is positive 4. Then our c is 0. Then we have to divide all these terms by 2 times. Our a again is 4. So simply we evaluate first the terms inside the radical sign. So we copy 2 and positive negative and the radical symbol. Then negative 2 square will give us positive 4. Then negative 4 times 4 is negative 16 times 0 is simply 0. So here plus 0 all over 2 times 4 will give us 8. Alright, so I will continue the solution to this portion. So again, copy 2. So we have here equals 2. We copy this 2, then positive negative. Then we have here 4 plus 0 is 4. Then the square root of 4 is simply 2. We have here now the positive and negative symbol. So we don't have to write the positive and negative sign. Okay? Then divide this by the denominator 8. Then we simply separate the positive to negative. Okay, so we take first the positive, meaning positive 2. So we copy this 2. Then we take first the positive 2 over 8. Then next, the negative. So we have here copy again 2, then negative 2 over 8. So evaluate. 2 plus 2 is 4. Then copy the denominator 8. Then also this one. 2 minus 2 is 0 over 8. Then 4 divided by 8, simply we lowest term this one. So 4 over 8 is simply 1/2. Am I right? Then 0 divided by 8 is simply 0. So therefore, the value of x is 1/2, positive 1/2, and 0. So this is our value of x. This is x sub 1, this is x sub 2. So I hope this is clear. Another example. Let's say 2x squared plus 3 is equal to negative 2x. So again, we have to rewrite this given equation into its standard form. So we simply transpose this term to the left side of the equation. So we have 2x squared, transpose this one, so we'll be positive 2x, then copy the constant positive 3 equal to 0. So now we have the standard form of this given equation. Next is to determine the value of a, b, and c. So automatically, our a is positive 2, and our b is also 2, and our c is positive 3. Then, now we have the value for the a, b, and c. So we can substitute this to the formula of a quadratic. So again, the quadratic formula is x is equal to negative b, positive negative the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Then we simply substitute. Our b, we have here 2. So we have positive 2. Then we have here negative. So that means becomes now negative 2. Then copy positive and negative symbol. Also the radical sign. Then we have here our b is 2. So 2 squared will give us 4. Minus, copy also the constant 4. Then our a is 2. And our c is 3. Then we have to divide these all terms by 2 times 2. So I will continue the process into this portion. So again, we have to evaluate first the terms inside the radical sign. So we have to copy this term. So we have here negative 2, then positive negative, the radical sign, then copy 4. Then negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Negative 8 times 3 is negative 24. Then divided by 4. Then evaluate also this one, the term inside the radical. So 4 minus 24 will give us negative 20 all over 4. Then observe the radicand. When we say radicand, the number inside the radical. Our radicand is negative. So that means this is an imaginary number. We can extract this by getting the factor of this 20, which is one of the factor is a perfect square number. So what is the factor of 20? That is 5 times 4. Am I right? One of the factor is perfect square number, which is 4. But our problem, it should be negative because our 20 is negative. So our negative should be written into the factor that is a perfect square number. Okay, so 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. So this means, copy, we have here negative 2, positive negative. We simply factor this one, so that is 5 times negative 4 over 4. Then, also copy again, negative 2, positive, negative. Then, from these two factors, one of these factors is a perfect square, that is 4, am I right? Then we can extract this into the radical. So the square root of 4 is 2, so we have here 2. But remember, 4 is negative, so we should write a small letter I to signify that this value is an imaginary number. Then, our 5 is not a perfect square number, so we should still write it inside the radical sign. And copy the common denominator 4. And I will continue again the process into this portion. So, I will copy first this one. We have here negative 2, positive negative 2i, square root of 5 all over 4. So now, we have to separate first the positive to negative. So, I take first the positive. So, we have here negative 2. We simply copy this one, negative 2. Then, I take the positive 2, copies I square root of 5 over 4. Then, the other one, for the negative, so I also copy this negative 2 and I take the negative 2i square root of 5 over 4. So observe, is there a lowest term? Yes. So we simply divide this one. Negative 2 divided by 4 will give us negative 1/2. We simply get the lowest term of this expression. Then also this one. 2 divided by 4 will give us positive 1/2. Then copy I square root of 5. Then, observe, our denominator are common. That means this is a similar fraction. So, we can combine them. So, simply, we copy all the numerator. So, here, negative 1. Then, copy the operation symbol plus. Then, 1 times I square root of 5 is simply I the square root of 5. Am I right? Any number multiplied to 1, the product is always the given number. So, we simply copy the common denominator 2. So, this is one of the answer for x. Then, this one, we also, lowest term, this term, negative 2 divided by 4 will also give us negative 1/2. Then, copy the operation symbol minus, and this also, 2 divided by 4 will give us 1/2, and copy I square root of 5. Then again, our denominator is the same, so we can combine them simply by getting all the numerator. So, negative 1 minus, then 1 times I the square root of 5 is simply I the square root of 5. Then, copy the common denominator 2. And this is also the other answer for the x. So, we have an imaginary because, if you remember, we have a radicand that is a negative. I hope this is clear. Another example, let's say we have negative 7y times y plus 2 minus 6 equals negative 3y times y plus 1. So again, we have to rewrite this given equation into its standard form. So simply, we have to distribute this term into the terms inside the parentheses. So we have here negative 3y times y will give us negative 3y squared. Negative 3y times 1 is simply negative 3y. Then, the terms on the left side. So, we have to copy first this negative 6 because this is a constant. So, this one we have to distribute to the terms inside the parentheses. So, negative 7y times y will give us negative 7y squared. Then, negative 7y times 2 is negative 14y. So we had to transpose all the terms on the right side to the left side. So we have here negative 7y squared minus 14y minus 6. We copy the terms on the right side. Then we have to transpose this one. So we have here positive 3y squared, and also this one is positive 3y equal to 0. But this is not the final equation, since we still have a similar terms or like terms. Am I right? We have here y squared, so we can combine this, and also we have here y, so we can also combine this. So first we have to combine the quadratic term, which is the y squared. So negative 7 plus 3 will give us negative 4. Then copy the common variable y squared. Then for the linear, negative 14 plus 3 will give us negative 11y. So cancel this one because we already combined that. So the remaining is negative 6 equals to 0. So we have the final equation, and automatically it is written into its standard form. So we simply determine the value of a, b, and c. So our a is negative 4, our b is negative 11, and our c is negative 6. So we have now the values for a, b, and c. So we can use the quadratic formula. So again, the value of a is negative 4, b is negative 11, and c is negative 6. So we can now use the quadratic formula. X is equal to negative b, positive negative the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Then we substitute. Our b is negative 11. The negative 11, then we still have here negative. So negative times negative will give us positive 11. Then copy the positive negative and also the radical. Then b squared, so here negative 11 squared minus, copy 4 because 4 is constant. Then our a is simply negative 4 and our c is negative 6. Then we have to divide all the terms by 2. Then our a is negative 4. So we evaluate first the terms inside the radical symbol. So we copy 11, positive, negative, then the radical. 11, negative 11 squared. Negative 11 squared will give us 121. Then negative 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. Negative 16 times negative 6 will give us 96. Then all over 2 times negative 4 will give us negative 8. Then copy also 11, positive, negative. 121 minus 96, the difference is positive 25. So we have here square root of 25 all over negative 8. Then I will continue the process into this portion. So we have here 11, positive, negative, the square root of 25 all over negative 8. Next step, we have to extract this 25. So copy 11, positive, negative. The square root of 25 will give us 5. Then copy over negative 8. Then we simply again separate the positive to negative. So we take first the positive. So 11 plus 5, the positive 5 over negative 8. Then we simply evaluate. 11 plus 5 is 16. 16 divided by negative 8 is negative 2. So this is one of the value for x. So how about the other one? So 11, then minus 5 over negative 8. So 11 minus 5 will give us 6. So over here 6 over negative 8. We simply lowest term this one. 6 over negative 8 will give us 3 over 4. So since one of the number is negative, so the quotient is negative. So that means negative 3/4. So the value for x is negative 2 and negative 3/4. So, can you now solve quadratic equations by using the quadratic formula? Very good. Now it is your turn to solve the given exercises on your module. And of course, don't forget to answer your weekly test. So I guess this is now the end of this video. Do your best, class. Use your prior knowledge and the knowledge that you have been learned from this video. Goodbye, class. Keep safe and God bless.